Hey everybody, welcome to Astronomy 112. I'm Brian Gleim. Hey, how's it going? I wanted to just record this first video doing a quick run through the syllabus, how the class is going to work, show you what the Canvas page looks like, give you some tips, just to hopefully clarify any confusion um, so that you can get started on this class more easily. Also, most of my lecture videos don't don't have my face on them because this camera just kind of gets in the way, or my face gets in the way of the screen. And so I figured for this first video, I would get on camera so that you can have a face to attach to the voice and the name. Um, and there's a lot of my voice, but if you come into office hours, then you know who to look for. So, hi. Um, all right, let me shrink this down here. Okay, great. All right. Welcome to Astronomy 112. This is introductory astronomy with an emphasis on stars, galaxies, and the cosmos, the large-scale structure and history of the universe. Um, First off, I'm going to do a quick treatment of the syllabus right here, but go ahead and read the whole syllabus, and I need you to print out the last page of the syllabus, sign it acknowledging that you've read the syllabus, and then turn that in here in the next couple of days. But here's the short version. I'm Brian. Hi. If you need to email me, send me a message through Canvas is the easiest way to do it. If it's easier, or if there's something wrong with Canvas and you need to send me an email, that Gmail address right there is just for students. That I have a normal GCC email address, and it is chock full of spam from all over campus, and it sometimes takes a while for me to sift through the email I don't need to get the emails that I want to get, like from you. So, but I only give out that email to students. So this is the email that I check more frequently, frankly, that and Canvas, so that if you send me an email, I get it faster, and that way I get back to you faster. My office is PS 110 in the Physical Science Building at the GCC main campus. Those are my office hours. Those are my office hours. I am in my office at those hours in person, but I'm also at this. I'm having fun with this. I'm at this Google Meets room at the same time. So if you're on campus at that time and you just want to drop by my office and ask me some questions, you are more than welcome to do that. If that's inconvenient, then if you can drop by the Google Meets room during my office hours, and I'm in both places at the same time, in the Google Meet room and in my office. If and as with any professor's office hours, if my normal office hour schedule doesn't work for you, if you need to meet with me outside of my normal office hour schedule, just get in touch with me and we can make an appointment and meet up whenever we need to. All right. There are two required texts for the class. One is the Astronomer's Tool Belt, which is a book of tutorials, lessons, activities. We're calling them microtasks because they are tutorials. They're activities, but they're short. So microtasks. I don't know. That's the name we've come up with. The microtask textbook is free. It's posted on the Canvas module. I'll show you what it looks like here in a second. But you can download it right now. If you want a hard copy physical version of the textbook, I have put a survey in the first module. So answer that survey. Tell me you want a physical copy, and I will go and have it printed for you, no cost. You just need to come by the GCC main campus and pick it up, and you've got a physical copy. Personally, I'm the kind of person that if I look at something and write it down, write down my answers to questions, it's going to stick in my head easier. I think there's been a lot of good research that says that that's a lot of people. Typing things on a website, typing things on a digital document for whatever psychological reason just doesn't stick in people's brains as well. Um, whatever way works, right? Do whatever works for you. If you don't want the hard copy and you just want to answer all the questions in the textbook on the computer and then send the electronic file into Canvas for me to grade it, that's fine. Um, but for me, writing it down and then scanning the document and sending that into Canvas, that just works better in my head. So your mileage may vary. Do what works best for you. All right. That's free. Unfortunately, the subscription to the Argos, um, so Argos is an online system of lessons and quizzes, and we're going to be using that for homework and also for the lab activities in this class. So um, you you probably have to pay for. Um, the Argos because we are new because AST 112 is new to using Argos. Um, they have it set up so Argos has it set up to give you access for free. And I asked them, do you want to still do this? Um, and they haven't told me no yet. So at the moment, it's free. Let's hope it stays that way. They might, starting next week, they might say, no, we have to charge you for it. Um, in which case, fair enough. They put a lot of work into making this work and they deserve to get paid. You know, they have to pay rent like the rest of us. Um, but that's the only text to pay for this class. So um, if they decide that they still want to let us use it for free, then fantastic. And if they realize this week that they need to start charging you, then I apologize, but um, you know, it is fair. So let's hope they decide to keep it as is though. Um, Notice there is no textbook for you to buy and read chapters out of. Um, because that's not the way science works, right? Science is not like, well, I read this book, I memorized everything in this book. That's science. No, right? Science is not something you just read in a book and and now all of a sudden you're a scientist. Science is something you do. Science is about discovery. Science is about observing the universe, seeing what it looks like. What do the stars and the galaxies and nebula and white dwarfs and black holes and what do they look like? How do they behave? How can we watch the universe and try to figure out why, right? Why does the universe work the way that we see it? That's what science is. And so that's what the microtasks are about. That's what the lessons in Argos are about, is about taking what we observe in the world and in the universe and try to come up with some explanations as to how does it work? What's going on? Right? Let's come up with some theories to explain why the universe works the way we observe it to do that. That's what real science is. However, sometimes it is helpful to just have a book that you can go and read something and have it clarify an idea in your own head. So if you find at some point in the semester, man, it would really help if I just had like a textbook where I could read that section out of the book and maybe that would help you understand the idea that we're talking about. I will point you at this book. The astronomy textbook by Andrew Fracknoy and his co-authors. It's quite a good book, and it's free. Can't beat that. And so you can download it from OpenStax. It is a good book. The authors generally know what they're doing. They're good writers and good explainers of science. So you don't need to make that decision now. Um, like I said, in the next week or two, if you decide that you could use another resource to help you out with things, I'd point you at that book. Um, if you're the kind of person that buys a textbook because it's required for the class, only reads what's absolutely necessary out of the book, and then at the end of the semester you look at that and go, well, that was a waste of money. Let's be honest, we've all had that class. Um, then don't bother downloading it because if it helps you, great. If it doesn't, then you're out no money. So, all right. Um, everything in this class will load out of Canvas. So Canvas is your one-stop shop. Any announcements that I need to send to you or emails that I need to send to you, I'll send those through Canvas. If you need to email me through Canvas is probably the easiest way to do it. The syllabus that hopefully you've already read is posted there in the first module. All of my lecture videos. And you know what? Let me just while I'm on the topic, why don't I just go there? Okay, so here's what the class's Canvas page looks like. The first thing you'll do is click Start Here or go to Modules. It'll take you to the same place. And you'll read the welcome video. Hopefully you've already read that. The video that you're watching isn't here yet because I'm still in the middle of making it, but it'll go there once I'm done making this video. Here's the syllabus for you to read. Here is where you're going to submit the signature page saying that you've read the syllabus. Here's the textbook for you to download. Here's the survey if you want me to print out a physical copy of the book for you to pick up. Okay. Once you're done with everything here, then it's time to get started with the class. Watch this first video. It'll load out of a new tab. Okay. I'm not gonna play that because you don't need to watch a video of me talking while I'm recording a video of me talking. Once you've watched this video, then you can start on the first Argos lesson. Here's what it's going to look like. So you'll click on that. It'll load you. It'll load. It'll open up the Argos page in a new tab. You'll say, okay, yes, I agree to this. And then, that's not helpful. Okay, let me move this over so you can see. The first thing you're going to do, go to Assignments, and it'll take you to all of the assignments for this class. So then you'll click Open, and that'll start off the first lesson here. All right, start attempt, yes. All right, and then this will go through the pages of this lesson. All right, once you're done with the whole lesson, there's nothing for you to turn in. Right, once you're done with the lesson, the grade for it will get sent directly to the Canvas gradebook, and then you can move on with the next item in the module. I've got these modules set up so that every lesson and everything that you're going to do for this class is just listed in the modules. So you just need to go through the modules one item at a time. The next video is about sizes and scales of things in the universe, and I'm also posting my lecture slides. So you can download my lecture slides and you can use them to follow along with the video. You can use them to help you take notes. I've had students in the past that say that it's really helpful for them to have the lecture slides in hand, to take notes on and help them follow along the video, and that it makes the video a lot easier to follow. It's not an assignment. There's nothing for you to turn in, but if that's a resource that you will find handy to help with this class, use it. Go for it. All right. After you've watched the video, then it's time to do the first micro task tool number 1 called calculators. Here's what that looks like. All right. So here's the textbook, The Astronomer's Tool Belt. Let me turn my camera off here for a second so that you can see what this looks like. Okay, here's the first tool, calculators. All right, each of these micro tasks has 2 parts. The first 2 pages are a study guide or class notes, whatever you want to call them. There's a few questions in the class notes, but if you've read the class notes and you've answered all the questions there, and if that's making sense, then go to the next page, the practice problems, do all the practice problems to give you some more practice on this concept. All right. After you're done with all 3 pages, 1, 2, 3, there's some text on page 4, but that's fine. After you're done with those 3 pages, scan them, photograph them, however you can digitize them, save them as a PDF document, and then you're going to submit them to the assignment, to that assignment right there on Canvas. All right. I said if, right? If you read the class notes and it's making sense, do the practice problems, get those done, turn them in. If the class notes don't make sense, come and ask for help, right? That's what I'm here for, right? Office hours are all about, you don't need to make an appointment. You can just drop by my office hours, say, hey, I'm not understanding this point. Can you help me out with that? And honestly, just us talking in real time can answer questions and figure things out a lot faster than over email. Just talking in person or in Google Meet can get a lot of problems solved faster than bouncing emails back and forth. So, once you're done with those 3 pages, then, turn those in and then go to the next assignment, which is tool number 2, and then the next video, and then a few more tools, and so on and so on. All right. That's going to be the regular rhythm for this class. There'll be a video, there'll be some Argos lessons, there'll be, there are some quizzes on Argos, not quizzes, they're called assessments. Which is essentially a quiz, but it's just assessing whether the lesson made sense to you. So I'm going to call them assessments because every 2 weeks in this class there'll be a quiz. All right, and the quiz will be on what we covered the previous 2 weeks. So to go back to my PowerPoint here, the quizzes will also be on Canvas. All right. And the quizzes will be short, right? It'll be like a dozen questions. It'll be short. It'll be on what we talked about the previous 2 weeks. But you're going to want to make sure that you've watched the videos, you've done all the micro tasks out of the book, you've done all the Argos lessons. Make sure that you've done all that material and that it makes sense to you. And if it doesn't make sense, come to office hours and get some help from me. Or work with a study group, right? There's a lot of research that's been done about how working with people helps you learn things faster and more reliably than if you were trying to do it on your own, right? Not only is it easier to learn, but that's real science, right? Real science is not like one lone weirdo going off into his mountain retreat, disappearing for 5 years, and then showing back up 5 years later going, I've figured out everything. It makes for great Frankenstein movies. It's never how real science works, right? Real science is done by people working together, helping each other out. I know a thing, you know a thing. Let's put our heads together and figure out what else we can figure out. It makes that's the real process of scientific discovery, and it happens a lot faster, more reliably, and it helps you remember things better if you work on it with people, right? So if you find, if in the next few days, if you find that this class is a little tougher, use the discussion page on Canvas and talk to some people or get a study group organized. And you can either meet in person or you can meet in Google Meet room or what have you. Help each other out because you're going to do better on the class if you do, right? And or come to office hours and ask me for help, right? Once you're done with all that material and once it's making sense, then every 2 weeks you're going to have a quiz. Take the quiz. It's short and sweet, and then you're on to the next module. All right? If all goes according to plan, there'll be 7 or 8 of these quizzes over the course of the semester. At the end of the semester, I'm going to take your top 5 quiz scores, and that's what goes into your final grade. All right. So I'm going to drop the lowest 2 or 3 quiz scores, and take your top 5. All right. But these quizzes, even though they're short, these quizzes make up 25% of your overall grade. So you want to make sure that you're ready for the quiz before you sit down to it. Because, yeah, I'm going to drop the lowest ones, but the top 5 make up a big percentage of your grade. So you want to make sure that you're ready for it. 25% of the overall grade will be homework, which is micro tasks out of the book and some Argos work. The lab points are also going to be assignments and quizzes out of Argos. And then the last 25% is a final project. The final project is also online. It's a lot like the Argos lessons, where it's going to be an online simulation of looking at the universe through a telescope and through some other equipment, and you get to look at the universe and take some measurements, make some observations, see what the universe looks like, and see what kind of information the universe can tell you, and then figure out everything there is to figure out, right? Notice, there's no final exam in this class, right? Because that's not real science, right? Science is not, science isn't done by like, oh, I got a multiple choice exam at the end of the semester. Like, no, science is about observe the universe, figure out everything there is to figure out. And that's what the final project is all about. It's about real science. And that's what you're going to be doing at the end of the semester. There's no final exam. There are no midterm exams. There's just a quiz every 2 weeks. As long as you watch the videos, keep up with the homework, keep up with the lab lessons in Argos, and if you do well on the quizzes every 2 weeks, and then you should be ready, and the final project will be a piece of cake at the end of the semester, and the class shouldn't be that hard. You just got to make sure you keep up with the work. And if you find yourself falling behind, if you find yourself that you're getting stuck, you're having trouble, you're falling behind, and you could use some help, get with a study group, or just come into office hours and ask for help. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help unstick you. Okay? All right. I think that's everything. Make sure you read the whole syllabus so that you get all the material in the syllabus there. But I think that's all I've got to say for now. So now that you've watched this, go on and move on to the next item in the module. All right. And if you got some questions, come into office hours or shoot me an email, and I'll talk to you then. All right. Bye, folks.